Brusdar Graterol making his first ever major league start before you get to likely no more than that.
Easy 100 miles an hour, and there it is.
Yeah, boy, second pitch of the ball. Open for the rest of the night. The 0-2 is swung on and missed. Slider takes care of George Springer as has been the Astros' most consistent player. Dusty Baker told us today he's just not used to seeing.
Have drinks afterwards. But this is a challenge not only for the Astros, but.
And I think we're seeing, we're 2 at-bats into the game, Alex.
Right down the middle. Backs up a little bit.
102 miles an hour.
And for the Astros.
1-1 from and that's 101 miles an hour.
Hum. Let me just hit it the other way.
It seems that applies on a swing like that. Out to a very important 2 out in the first. And Brusdar Graterol 3. And we're out to a very. Smith has been outstanding since coming All-Star. 6-time Gold Glover. Zach not expect more than about leading off the home half. And Betts rolls over a ground ball for Correa, who made the. Alex tonight with Zach Greinke, ERA over 5. Seager bounces it to that rookie first baseman, Abraham.
Before quitting tennis. And you see that's a little cutter there.
82 miles an hour.
Field, and that one is.
So breaking ball, and not so good.
Satisfying numbers for Ray. Curveball finished him off. Scoreboard. Pollock's 10th of the year. On to the second. Cracked open, 2 outs into the first. Bien Deportes is the new pitcher for the LA Dodgers. And he gets, I think, more than just a few pitches. And there's ball 4.
With Graterol, you think.
And a big celebration after the top of the first.
For the Astros, Abraham Toro bounces it to the right side of the infield. And Dave Roberts talks about another bouncer to the right side of the infield. And here's Will Smith to lead things off.
Fire.
Jam shot. Greinke, one of the best fielding pitchers in the history of the world right now. He hit. U.S. Open final. Matt Vassar, Zach Greinke, a series of relievers. Taylor bunting, and that's a good one. Bregman bare hands. And 2 next there is Sports Center.
You can read his lips, fastball or curveball.
Peterson on the first pitch, bounces it to Toro. Second for 1. We'll see if the Dodgers in the second. Jack Mayfield getting an opportunity to start. On the ground into the shift. It's your ticket to the game, and they're still tied 1 apiece. San Diego's just taking a 2-1 lead in the nightcap as 96 and
it.
it's up and over the wall, and Bregman at second base.
Fastball count, fastball swing.
This game is so much in.
And that one, 390 feet on base for Bregman, who moves up to 3rd.
This is an impossible.
You're going to look for it up.
On the ground to the right side of the infield. Taylor. It's a 3rd and a 1-0 game. Top of the order, Betts and right in Straw.
And 300
bites on a Zach Greinke, curves it into left. And then the additional pressure to try to running his first week as a Dodger, but he thought they'd goof on him. Great change up to strikeout. Seager. Ball off the bat of Carlos Correa for Corey Seager, and there's one.
And talking about great.
Still 1-0. Great. We're having fun watching you play this year. Strikes to A.J. Pollock. And Bregman's getting.
The 13 man.
Real quick. Will visit, takes over on the mound for the Dodgers. No fans, and they turn up that PA system. It's unreal. Swing and a miss by Abraham Toro, one gone. It's good for a postseason spot.
Oh,
there was the 53-mile-an-hour curveball.
52 miles per hour.
about 90 miles an hour.
Grounded to the drawn-in second baseman.
Is rewarded.
Dusty was interesting before the game. He said he almost feels like
Hold on the left side. Scores Bellinger. Here's Taylor around to score.
And that's the turns into a base hit with 2 RBI.
Hit safely in 14 of his last 6 numbers of this ballpark.
Box against them.
Here's back at the wall.
Greinke 0-2, little changeup, 86 miles.
I think the fans interfered. Full count pitch to Corey Seager. Bound up over the wall for a big part of their struggles this year. Shallow left, and they're 2 away.
Enough this inning to be back in the dugout with 2.
Without the kind of velocity separation, but it's actual velocity. And then the big dipsy-do curveball. George Springer against Dodger reliever.
We're staying behind it. Good swing.
That's when he's at his best.
Tonight. Out. Full count pitch to Will Smith. Run early on the A.J. Pollock homer.
No pride, no pride.
Woo. There's a big exit velo swing.
Helmet comes flying off. You see him bailing out.
That's a bad thing. You are supposed right here. You see that? And he can't see that pitch. That's probably the first pitch Teddy Bears missed
Head
today.
is in the first base dugout. It's too far.
On Chris Taylor. Lively fastball passed through.
And he's close slow. This is maybe the opposite. He's surrounded with unbelievable.
And has handled him. Swing and a miss by Peterson. Nothing comes of that runner in scoring. Reddick, a Dodger for a short time in his Seager. No.
Like the Astros. When we think about what earlier this afternoon is.
Oh. And that one clips him on the elbow. Will be playing without Matt Chapp.
Loaded with talent.
En route.
A lot of movement. Elbows and knees.
And as a Dodger. 2 gone.
Of the World Series, it got to 5-1.
Got to 5-1.
scandal, as well as one documentary.
Strikeout from the pack. And this year's no different.
Concern for the Dodgers because ultimately to win a championship in the press conference last night after the game, you wanted to blow, unfortunately.
And bet maybe that Corey Seager has been worked tonight. Is into the opposite corner and run down 1 Los Angeles lead. And then a little farther up was the car. Was remiss for missing that. So thanks for cleaning us up as always. And a ground guy who was a
All these guys throwing 98 miles an hour.
hit on the ground is shortstop for Seager. Hey Buster, here down I-94 at Miller Park as the home.
When we don't know the answer.
By the way, we got at Miller Park instead of in Houston for the Astros. Look who's up in the Dodger bullpen now. Pollock lines softly to short.
Third baseman number 13.
0-1 the count to Max Muncy. Is so round. And that's despite the nice diving attempt by Miles. Guessing that John Anderson. The Padres finish higher than the Dodgers.
Players.
Right field corner and a fair ball.
The Dodgers are set up. Stay square, think time. You're trying to slow the game down. That's 85 cement mixer and it's way by him.
For Brantley to squeeze it for out number 2.
And Kike Hernandez.
If the Dodgers can hang on, and that one's got.
The 3-1 pitch to left center field.
13 in Dodger Nation.
Nice stop by Toro.
The teaser will tell you. Fastball command.
That against Boston. There's one gone for Jansen.
It makes a hitter way too comfortable.
2-2. And a swing and a miss.
Breaking ball over the top, spiked it.
Yesterday. He did, as they have been for most of the runs in the 8th. Night for LA. Pollock got one early. 90 homers to lead. Back up the middle. Taylor. They've defeated the Astros by a score of 8-1. Studios in Bristol.